another episode of Simply Medicare with Debbie Strout. I am your host, your Michigan Medicare specialist, and I am so excited about my next guest today. Her name is Koreen Brown, and she works in the estate sales business. And you might be asking yourself, what the heck is that? And that is really for folks that maybe need to move and they need some help kind of downsizing or getting rid of some stuff. Maybe some stuff that they want to get rid of, some stuff that they don't want to get rid of. So Koreen is going to educate us about all of that. Thank you, Koreen, so much for coming today. I know you have a million things to do and you're pulled off on the side of the road. So I hope you're safe. That's the most important.
Of course.
And so Koreen, tell us a little bit about who you are and a little bit about your business.
Yes, well, I'm Koreen Brown, and I own and operate Our Next Sale, which is your Metro Detroit area estate sale clean out company. And it has been a family business of mine. My grandmother originally owned an antique store in Wyandotte, Michigan called the Iron Horse Antiques. And then she dabbled into estate sales and auctions. And then when she passed away, my uncle, the business, and then when he moved 9 years ago, my husband Earl and I took over the estate sales side of the business. So I run the estate sales side. He runs and manages the clean out side. Well, actually, I coordinate it all. He just shows up. But what an estate sale is typically when a person passes away, they need to liquidate and sell the contents of the home in order to put the home on the market. Or if a person does downsize, move into an assisted living or moves out of state with their children, then they still have a house full of contents. We come in and we sell those items. So the first step is a free consultation where I come out and meet with them and to determine if an estate sale is the right step for them. Sometimes it gets a little bit confusing because I don't come in and I don't purchase items. It needs to be a whole house. I'm not a liquidator, so I don't buy things. I don't own a store. I don't sell on eBay. I strictly sell the contents of the home, and then I'm on to my next sale after I've conducted the estate sale. So once we do our consultation, and if it's a sale that we're willing to take on, we give you an access date. That access date allows us to come into the home where we organize, arrange, and display all items to be sold. And we gather the necessary trash that we know that doesn't sell, because I don't deal with trash. So I'm very well known in the community for how neat, organized, and clean our estate sales are. Because, I mean, I do some sales that are more the picker style sales, but you bring in different types of people for each sale. So typically our sales are very neat, clean, and organized. So once we've done all that, we spend a lot of time advertising and networking the sale. We conduct the sale. After the sale, when I call the client to tell them the proceeds of the sale, at that point they have a choice. Would they like us to clean out the rest of the house? And we work with a charity, so we donate the stuff. So it's either charity or trash at that point. And then you have a house empty for sale. And then I'm on to my next sale. So that's typically how it works. Like I said, I've been doing it for 9 years. What separates me from, there are tons of great estate sale companies, and I'm just blessed to have a lot of those companies as my friends and my colleagues, and we refer to one another and we help each other. Really what separates me from most other estate sale companies is I also work in the geriatric care. So I have the understanding, I have the knowledge, and I can communicate with a person on that level of loss of a loved one or moving or downsizing. For example, I mean, this is a true story. We have a sale coming up in Ann Arbor. We're starting on Monday. It's, a pre-clean out where we got to get a dumpster, clean the house out first, set it up for sale. The woman called me this morning. The father passed away last night. She's more worried about me doing an estate sale. I said, honey, please, your family comes first. You don't worry about us. We will get you on the calendar. You take care of your family first, because that's what we're about, helping the individual and whatever we can do to give that person the comfort that they need. Because you get one shot to do an estate sale. It's like, and you want to give a good impression and you want to do the right thing for these people. So
how can one estate sale company be different? Like, how are you different from somebody else? I mean, I can just Google, right, and get estate
yes,
sale.
you can.
Why would I pick you?
because you get both owners on site. I do all of our consultations. I actually work setting up the sale. I actually work the sale, and Earl manages and takes care of all the clean outs. We are there on site the entire process. We only do one sale at a time. I don't do 3, 4, 5 sales in a weekend. So if like this weekend, I have a sale in Beverly Hills, starts on Friday and Saturday. I have nothing else going on at that time. That client is getting our full undivided attention. Also, I am truly a family run business. I mean, I am, an owner, and it's been my family business. So that also speaks volume. I provide extra staff for each sale. If I feel I need more staff, I bring in the extra staff for security purposes. We research and we look up and we price 90% of the items in the home. Some estate sales will not price them. I am licensed and I am insured with the state of Michigan. So that also, some people don't have that. You don't have to be licensed or insured in the state of Michigan.
Now, I've heard, and I know you and I have spoken about this, that there might be some not very honest estate sale companies out there. So what should people look for, or what have you heard in the industry that people should be aware of as far as, stealing from the customer, and the customer doesn't even know that? I mean, what are some things that they should probably look out for, or you experienced in the estate world out there?
So what happens is when I sign a client up for services, there's no there's never an upfront fee unless it's a hoarder situation where I'm renting a dumpster and I'm doing all of this. But I tell them, okay, your fee is going to be this. I will take it from the back end. So there's really no money out of pocket. So I'm not asking for an upfront fee. That fee comes at the end. I'm not telling you, okay, your clean out is going to be, $5,000. How do I know what your clean out fee is going to be? Because you hired me to sell almost everything in your house. So those things I would pay attention to if there's a company that says, oh, well, our clean out fee is going to be this amount, but how do you know what is going to be left? You can have a lot of stuff left over. We also price, because there are other estate sale companies that, price gouge. They price everything so high, and they're running 3, 4, 5 day sales extra than their 2, 3 day sales, because they got to make up from what they led their customer to believe. I tell a client the average sale makes a certain, when I walk into their home, and if it's an average sale, I tell them, okay, your sale could make between $7,000 to $10,000. But again, I can only sell what people are willing to buy. And it's my job to get you the most money as possible. So I'm going to price it accordingly, because at the end of the day, we want this item gone and we want money for it. So I have a happy client, because I got 2 people I have to satisfy. I have to satisfy my client that I signed up, and I have to satisfy my shopping customers. Because if you're overpriced and everything, you got unhappy shopping customers. Mm-hmm. And then if I overprice everything and I have a house full of stuff left over, then I have an unhappy client.
Right. And then it really wasn't a good thing for you either, because you've set this all up, you've taken your time, and it didn't really work out. It sounds like you're trying to satisfy not only 2, but 3 people. You want it to be worth the time, and you want your customers to come, and you want the client to be happy. So I was going to ask you, how do you get customers? Like, do you have a following? Like, you have a group of people that love Koreen, and they know that she does a fantastic sale, so they're going to follow her around. How do you get new potential customers to come in? How do you advertise? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yep. There's a website that every estate sale company advertises at, and it's called estatesales.net. And then you get notified of sales in your area. So as soon as and here's another thing that separates me from other estate sale companies. The moment I sign that contract, when I get home, your sale is going on my website, and it's going on estatesales.net. The moment I work on your house, I start posting pictures. I don't wait 2, 3 days before the sale, because my whole philosophy is I want you to be like, oh, I got to get there and buy that lamp. I'm going to be there. You know what's in my sale before 3 days before the sale comes, because you need to know if you need to take time off work, if you're going to be late for work, if you have to find somebody to show up for you to buy this lamp or whatever the item may be. Also, another thing is I am the only estate sale company that opens before 10 o'clock. So my philosophy is I want your money first before everybody else.
we wait till after 10 o'clock? I mean, I've been to your estate sales and there are people lined up down the block. Why would I wait till 10 o'clock?
Right, because then what happens is there's, 3 other estate sales within a 10-mile radius. They're not opening till 10, so they're going to come to me first. And that's the whole philosophy. I want your money. I'm only here for the money. And I know that may sound kind of like, oh, she's kind of greedy, but reality is the more money I make my client, the more money I make. And if I can open an hour early to get that whole crowd in before they come to somebody else's sale, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Well, I know it's an uncomfortable subject is money, but really that's why the person is hiring you because they want somebody for their valuables and for their treasures. And they want to hire somebody that they can trust. And I know people can trust you. So
Thank you.
how do you advertise? Like, how do you get the word
Yes.
out?
Oh, so we have an email base of over 1,500 people. So every sale we have a sheet, would you like to be notified of our upcoming sales? And that list continues to grow. We have a website, and all of our sales are listed on there. Everything about our services is listed on our website. I also have a Facebook page and word of mouth. So like this weekend, I'm going to be having a sale and I'll say, okay, our next sale is going to be in Dearborn. Make sure you come following us from when my uncle was doing the estate sale business. And when you provide a good service, you get great followers.
Yes, I agree. And you do provide excellent customer service.
Thank you.
Speaking of money, I know everybody's going to say, how much does she charge and how much money can I get back for my valuables? Like, for example, you threw out $7,000 to $10,000. And I don't know if that's a high sale or a low sale or a medium sale, but let's just throw those numbers out. So you at the end of the day, you've made $7,000 to $10,000. That's in your till. How does the customer benefit and how does all of that work? How do I get charged as a customer?
Right. So what it is like, I just use it as an example. So if I walk into a home that say is 11,000 square foot home, and it just, is not a complete packed house, I will tell them, I believe your sale will make this. My goal is to get you as much as possible. But there are some sales that are between, $10,000 to $20,000. I give them a range, but my fee is typically 42 to 45%. And it really depends on the amount of labor. Am I doing a lot of cleanup before the sale? Is there a lot of trash that needs to be taken out first? Because those are things that you have to truly get rid of in order to have a nice, clean, successful sale. And then, so when I tell you that my percentage is 42%, it's written right in the contract. There will be no additional fees. It is in my contract, but that's something that the client and I go over with the fees. If I need a dumpster, all that's done up front. So they're never going to get a call from me, a week into it. Oh, by the way, Debbie, I need to charge you this now. You're never going to hear that from me. And with my percentage, you're getting my knowledge, you're getting my followers, you're getting my commitment, you're getting my dedication, you're getting my experience, you're getting my staff's experience, because we do research the items in the home. You can think like, oh, these bar stools, they're nothing, but you come to find out they're, a $500 item. You have to do your research, and a lot of people don't.
Right. And so, you think about 40%, 40 cents of every dollar stays with you, but you are giving them so much. You're giving them time, your value, everything. And you know what? Maybe those bar stools, they think they're $500, but really they're only worth $20. And you know that, and then you can price them so something $20 is better than zero because they could.
Right.
And you've got followers, you advertise the heck out of everything, and you are constantly getting walk-ins from the neighborhood. So, it's when people think about it, well, that's a lot, but you're getting a lot. And so, people may not be doing a clean out sale because it's their last dollar. They're doing a clean out sale because they'd like to get a little bit of money for their possessions in their house. And you're the best choice for that because you can do everything. You set up, clean up, you advertise, you do everything. It's like a one-stop shop.
Yes, we actually just signed a contract for a gentleman in Dearborn. his mother is now in a nursing home. So he needs to now have an estate sale to continue to pay for his mother's care. And again, with my background, I get that. I understand that because I am besides owning an estate sale company, I work in the healthcare field. That's a passion of mine as well. They feed off of each other. And I'm just grateful that I'm able to do that and have that understanding with people. So knowing the fact that this gentleman, wants to be able to continue his care for his mom, that's just more motivation for me to really help and make as much money as I can for this gentleman.
Yeah, you are incredibly passionate about not only what you do at work, but in, everyday
life. Yeah.
Biggest caring heart that I
Thank
have
you.
ever had anybody. You're always smiling. You're always happy. You're always vivacious. But you're also confident in what you do.
Yes.
You come in and you're like this, and this, but you say it with kindness and with love, but you also know how to get the job done. And that's super important to these people who are either grieving, at a loss, or they just simply don't know what to do. And so
right.
To have a comparing, compassionate, but somebody who knows how to take charge of a situation. And I think that you do a fantastic job at that.
Thank you. I really, it was so funny when I used to help and work with my uncle. And one day my uncle and Earl came to visit us, and he overheard my uncle telling the customers like, oh, we're moving. And my husband was like, well, what are you going to do with the business? I'm going to let it go. So we'll take it. I was like, no, we won't. I'm like, I want no part of this. This is too much work, but I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I stepped out on faith. I'm glad I have a husband that had a vision, that seen something bigger than, because, my uncle didn't do clean outs. We do clean outs. We work with a charity. So everything gets donated or trash, one of the two. And he's very, very compassionate about that. Like I laugh all the time. I tell people, okay, so at the end, your house will be empty minus chemicals, oils, and paints. He will not throw away a bottle of shampoo because it's a chemical. He's really big into these chemicals in our landfill and stuff like that. So he's is very, very compassionate about that. And I'm very compassionate on the estate sale side. So we balance each other out. And it's a great team. And I can honestly say I haven't, knock on wood, I haven't had, a complaint about a family about our performances. You can definitely check out our Google reviews. I have one on there and I like to share. It was about a harp. The lady bought a harp and she tried, wanting her money back about this harp, and she was trying to return a harp that wasn't even the harp I sold her. So, she left me the review about it, but it was like, I had pictures to prove it and everything. But I share that because that's what I deal with when you deal with the public. But every client I've ever worked with has been they're like, you exceeded our expectations. Oh, wow, I can't believe it. But again, it also goes because I'm there. I'm an owner. I'm there every day. I have an amazing team that works for us, but, I have to make sure it's a smooth running ship, because at the end of the day, it's my business, it's my name and my reputation.
Absolutely, 100%. So, so how can folks get a hold of you, Koreen?
They can contact me directly. My number is 313-409-5119. That's my direct phone number. They can email me. My email is Koreen, our next sale @gmail.com, and it's OURNEXTSALE. Through Facebook, any ways possible, definitely, reach out to me. I pretty much go on, I do all of our assessments. So I meet all the clients, and I go on every assessment, because you just never know. A person may say, I don't think I have enough. Let me be the judge of that. Because what you may think is nothing is like, oh, wow, do you not realize what you have here? So it's just an opportunity to help. I mean, if I can't help that person, I will not leave them without having a resource for them, because again, I want them to be like, Koreen helped me. It's not about, making sure they get the money. It's about helping them. And that's, as you know, Deb, I've known you for how long now? And that's the mission, is helping somebody. And when I do that, then I know I can sleep good at night. We're an honest company, we go through every single thing in the house. And that's, another thing. Some of these companies are taking so much sales on where you don't have time to go through the closet. The estate sale customers, they talk, like, oh, I found this in the closet, so-and-so sale. And it's, the big stack of comic books that are worth $1,000, or they found money in the pockets. I have one girl that literally goes through every single piece of clothing. And 9 times out of 10, we find money, even if it's a quarter to, $3,000. That's not our money. That's our client's money. And it's our responsibility to find that, not a shopping customer, because a shopping customer will not give it back to you.
Great.
So nothing goes unturned, nothing. Even the junk drawers go through.
I know. And then what's the turnaround time? So let's say, somebody calls you and they say, Koreen, I think I need to do a clean out or an estate sale. What's the turnaround time? How quickly or how long do I need to wait before I can have an estate sale?
Well, if a person's still living in the home, we do not do sales if a person's living in the home. So for example, after I'm done with you, I'm heading to a consultation and the house is already empty. So I'm able to start that right away. I am booked until like the end of March right now, but we can start working on a sale. If it's a house where the person's waiting for their next house to become available or their situation, then we wait until they move out and then we start the process. The clean out is different because those can be done within a matter of a few days.
Okay.
And we also clean out apartments. That's, some people don't understand that. Like, we have a client right now, her mother moved to a memory care unit and she lived there for 30 years. She was a hoarder. So we have to go pack up that entire apartment, carry down 3 flights of stairs and donate all this stuff. So, something like that can be scheduled within a week.
So maybe I don't have, or my mom and dad or whatever may not have, if I might not have estate worthy information or products here, but I need help cleaning out. So they can definitely follow on that.
Yeah. So if I come and do a consultation, and sometimes it's the environment's unsafe, it could be where the stairs are not safe for customers to go up and down. We just need a clean out. It's like some people don't even want to bother with an estate sale. They just want the house emptied out. For whatever reason, I will let you know that. If it's, oh, this is a great sale, we can take it. Sorry, this is not a sale I'm able to take on, but I can refer you to somebody that can. Or you really need to clean out. That's your best option. Because again, at the end, I want to be able to help that person. So if I know I can't take a sale, schedule reasoning, or if it's too small, or if it's a sale really outside of my scope, because it does happen, I want to make sure that that client's going to be taken care of. So I'll make that referral to another company. And again, it's all about your relationship, who you have with people in the community, because you want to refer to good people. Because I'm in a different situation. I'm dealing with your money, and it's in my contract. You get paid within 3 to 5 days after the sale has been done. So if you're getting a clean out, then Earl will bring the receipts. We write a receipt for everything's been sold, even down to 50 cents. It's going to be written down. So you'll get the receipts and you'll get a check and you'll get the charity slip. If you're not going to do a clean out, then I either meet with you or I mail you a check.
So that's great. Thank you so much, Koreen. I think you really helped us to understand what an estate sale is, and who we can trust out there, and some things to think about with an upcoming sale. The one thing that was new to me is I didn't know you don't do estate sales with the folks still living there. So that's something I learned. I wasn't aware of that. Thank you for taking the time to meet with us and to help us to understand about estate sales. So like I said, we all can learn something.
Thank you very much, Debbie. You enjoy this beautiful day. You enjoy your beautiful weather.
I certainly will. And that's another edition of Simply Medicare with Debbie Straub. Looking forward to chatting with you soon. If you've enjoyed this edition of Simply Medicare podcast and you don't want to miss any future episodes, please make sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Please also leave comments and offer feedback so we can make this podcast the best it can be for you. If you need assistance with your Medicare sign-up or you just have general Medicare questions, make sure to reach out to me at 248-227-0347. You can also reach me online at MichiganMedicareSpecialist.com or through my email at Debbie at MichiganMedicareSpecialist.com. I really look forward to working with you soon.